In the land of the Philistines, during the dark and turbulent era of the Judges, Israel once again found itself trapped in a cycle of sin and oppression. The people had turned away from God, and the Philistines, a powerful and advanced people living along the coastal plain, ruled over them. Into this climate of fear and subjugation, God announced the birth of a deliverer. An angel appeared to the wife of a man named Manoah from the tribe of Dan, a woman who had long been childless. The angel declared that she would bear a son who would begin to rescue Israel from the hand of the Philistines. From the womb, this child was to be a Nazirite, set apart for God's service. He was to drink no wine, touch nothing unclean, and never have his hair cut, for his hair would be the visible sign of his consecration. This child's life was marked from the start by divine purpose. His name was Samson. As Samson grew, God's Spirit began to stir within him. His strength was unmatched and his feats of power became legendary. On one occasion, while traveling, he was attacked by a roaring lion. Without a weapon in hand, Samson tore the beast apart as easily as someone might tear cloth. Later, he scooped honey from the carcass, a symbolic picture of sweetness drawn from struggle, though it also showed his casual disregard for the Nazirite law, which forbade contact with dead things. This paradox defined much of Samson's life, gifted by God with immense strength, yet prone to carelessness with his calling. Samson's conflicts with the Philistines often arose from his impulsive choices. He married a Philistine woman from Timnah against his parents' counsel, sparking enmity. At his wedding feast, he posed a riddle to his guests based on his encounter with the lion. When they tricked his wife into betraying the answer, Samson was enraged. In retaliation, he struck down 30 Philistines to settle his wager. Later, when his wife was given to another man, his fury burned hotter. He caught 300 foxes, tied torches between their tails, and released them into the Philistines' fields, burning their grain and vineyards. His actions escalated tensions, leading to fierce battles where he slaughtered many Philistines. In one famous episode, he found himself surrounded by 1,000 enemies, yet with only the jawbone of a donkey as a weapon, he defeated them all. Though his strength was unmatched, Samson's heart was weak when it came to women. Time and again, his passions entangled him with Philistine lovers, drawing him closer to ruin. His downfall came through Delilah, a woman of the valley of Sorek, whose name has become synonymous with betrayal. The Philistine rulers offered her silver to uncover the secret of Samson's power. Night after night, she pressed him, asking how he might be subdued. At first, he toyed with her, giving false answers. Bind me with new ropes, weave my hair into a loom. But each time he broke free when ambushed. Still, Delilah persisted, her constant pleading wearing him down. Finally, exhausted and vulnerable, Samson revealed the truth. His strength was bound to his hair, the symbol of his Nazirite vow to God. While Samson slept, Delilah had his locks cut off, and with them his consecration to God was broken. The Spirit of the Lord, who had empowered him, departed. When the Philistines came upon him, Samson rose as before, but found himself powerless. They captured him, gouged out his eyes, and bound him in bronze shackles. The once mighty deliverer of Israel was reduced to grinding grain in a Philistine prison, humiliated and broken. Yet God had not abandoned Samson. In the darkness of his blindness, while pushing the millstone in chains, something within him began to change. His pride was stripped away, and he was left with nothing but his dependence on God. Meanwhile, his hair began to grow again, a sign of restoration. The Philistine rulers, in their arrogance, organized a grand feast in honor of their god Dagon, believing that their idol had triumphed over Israel's champion. They brought Samson into their crowded temple to mock him before thousands. Led by a servant to stand between the two central pillars, Samson prayed one final prayer. "O Lord God, remember me, I pray. Strengthen me just once more, that I may take vengeance on the Philistines for my eyes." With renewed might, he braced himself against the pillars and pushed with all his strength. The temple collapsed, crushing the rulers and thousands of Philistines within. Samson himself died in the act, but in his death, he brought about a greater victory than in all his life. Samson's story is both inspiring and sobering. He was a man chosen and empowered by God, yet flawed by weakness, pride, and passion. His life illustrates the dangers of disregarding God's commands and squandering divine gifts on selfish desires. Yet it also reveals God's mercy, that even in failure, God can redeem and fulfill his purposes. Samson's final act of faith reminds us that restoration is possible, that God's strength is made perfect, not in human perfection, but in human surrender. Through Samson, God showed his power to use even broken vessels to accomplish his plans, pointing forward to the ultimate deliverer, Jesus Christ, who conquered not by brute force, but by laying down his life for the salvation of his people. If you are loving this video, please hit both that subscribe and like button to help this message to spread far and wide. Check out the rest of the Bible Stories playlist to enjoy heartwarming events of the Bible brought alive. Thank you for supporting the Wake Up channel. God bless you.